Welcome to my channel Living Linux. Recently someone asked me if it is possible to use Stable Diffusion on an older GPU, and that was actually with a video showing ComfyUI. Now I'm not really aware of doing it with ComfyUI, but I remembered that there is Stable Diffusion C++. So here we have the GitHub page of Stable Diffusion C++, and it supports several models. It even supports a video model. And if you have Intel or AMD, you can go to the releases and then download. For Mac, for Linux, there are several flavors for Windows, but I prefer to test things on ARM and, if possible, RISC-V. So that means that I had to build it. So if we go to the build guide, it's not too complicated. So get the code. Well, it's also possible to build for the CPU only, but we're going for Vulkan. So these are the commands to build for Vulkan. You do need the Vulkan SDK, and I remembered that I also tested llama-cpp and that I installed libvulkan-dev for the Vulkan SDK, and that you also need glslc, and just in case Git and cmake are not installed by default, then you also can install it like this. So this command, I will also put it in the description of this video. So once that is in place and you've built it, then you can download a model. So you can try it like this. In case you need curl, sudo apt install curl, and then download the model. And then you can generate an image with a command like this. This means that it will use the default seed 42. So if you go to the command line documentation, then you can see that there are a lot of options to control the process, and that you can ask for a random seed by using a value lower than 0. And for the people that prefer a GUI, yeah, you can try Stable Diffusion Web UI. So once you have everything in place, then you can try to generate an image. As you can see here, I already tried one, and then yeah, for some reason the first time I get like almost 40 seconds per iteration, but if I try it the second time in the same session, then it's a lot faster. So let's try like this. So I'm having this CPU monitor here. So during the setup, it uses some CPU, but once it starts generating the image, you can see that there is hardly any CPU load. I mean, sometimes there is a little bit of CPU load, as you can see now. But that will quickly drop significantly. And perhaps per generation step that it will peak again. And well, looks like that this time we're not so lucky to have 10 seconds per iteration, so that also seems to be something random. Sometimes it even crashes. So yeah, I think I'm going to pause this video and then we'll come back once we have the result. So that took quite some time. So that is like almost 15 minutes, something like that. So yeah, I think that this is really pushing my system to its limits, and that is probably one of the reasons why yeah, I don't get like really consistent results in the sense of generation time. So I think that yeah, sometimes it just even pushes it over its limits and that it then crashes. So let's have a look at the resulting image. So I think this looks like a penguin on a surfboard. So that is successful. So yeah, as you can see here, it is possible to do it on an older GPU, and yeah, probably the more VRAM you have, the better it is. And yeah, if it crashes, then probably yeah, you're really pushing your system just a little bit over its limit. So yeah, the good part is that it is possible to use an older GPU, but I think that, for instance, like if you have like the latest and greatest smartphone, then yeah, I think with a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, I was able to do it in, let's just say, 5 seconds, something like that. So, but if you don't have any other option, then at least you can give it a try on an older GPU with Stable-Diffusion.cpp and Vulkan. So, this is all for now, and I hope to see you again in my next video.